5.
A line of storms is moving through the area, and that has some of us watching out for rain, hail, and gusty winds. Hutch is standing by to let us know how long it'll be in the area and how it might affect our outdoor plans. Hutch?
Well, I got to tell you, a lot of folks with outdoor plans as we head into the evening, and a few areas are being impacted right now. Non-severe storms in northwest Minnesota, mainly in the Clearwater County area. We're seeing Clearwater area. There's some storms up that way and heading into the Red Lakes, but the strongest cells are right here in the Southern Valley and southeast parts of North Dakota, including an active severe thunderstorm warning. More on that in a second. The greatest risk of severe storms is the area you see highlighted from Fargo mainly points south into southeast North Dakota and west central Minnesota. Strong storms are more likely, but we have had some large hail producers on the order of 1 to 2 inches in diameter. And currently, where you see the bright blues, southwestern parts of Cass County right now is where the strongest cell is. Lisbon, strong storms in your area, but the strongest is right now in southwestern Cass County, passing just north of Enderlin. You see quite a bit of pink on the radar, and there is a hail core there that is moving in the area of Leonard and Kindred. And the Fargo-Moorhead area will be seeing some thunder shower activity, but I do think the most severe of the activity is going to stay to the south of the FM area as we go through the next few minutes. Now, first and foremost, the line of storms is moving generally at about 20 miles per hour or so, and that does put them in the Fargo-Moorhead area at around the 5:35 time frame to 5:39. So if you are going to hit this with your best shot and head out to the Pat Benatar concert tonight, most of this activity should be pushed through, and by fireworks time later tonight in West Fargo, that too should be good. But you may get a rain delay in the baseball games, but that's okay. Again, the strongest storms down to the south, and they will continue to progress through the valley, and by 10 o'clock, most of us should be much quieter. Again, the main risk is large hail, some gusty straight line winds, and a storm warning in effect until 5:45 for parts of southwestern Cass County and northern parts of Richland County, as well as parts of northeastern Sargent County. We'll keep you updated right here. And there's still some good time to get out and play. And we find Robert Hahn at the Cashwise Backyard Barbecue tonight, enjoying or trying to do the best to dodge a few rain. Anything out there, Robert, right now?
Yeah, the skiers are getting a little bit angry out here, but right now, no rain. We have heard a couple rumbles of thunder, but we're hoping it holds off for quite a while. I'm here right now with this week's winner, Harold Stenson. Harold, was it easy to sign up?
It was very simple, right.
Yeah. And where did you sign up?
The South Cashwise, the new one down south.
And it was the meat department?
I believe it was, yes.
All right, easy to win, and you excited to win? You're excited to have some steaks here in a little bit?
Oh, I can't really control myself.
Yeah, hold the excitement. The steaks are on the grill. Clouds are moving on in. We're hoping the rain holds off until those steaks are done. Until then, we're going to head it back on into you guys.
Thanks, Robert, so much. We're getting new information about a story out of Jamestown tonight. Police officials now say the bodies of a couple found there were a result of a murder-suicide that left a 3-month-old child alone in their home. The Jamestown police chief reports the bodies of Casey Jensen and Cherish Peterson were first found by their fathers in the home the couple was sharing. And the report from the medical examiner says Peterson died from a gunshot wound to the back of the head, while Jensen died of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators found a rifle and 2 shell casings along with other evidence at the home. And based on their findings, they believe the incident happened late in the evening of August 4th or the early morning hours of August 5th. Authorities also found that 3-month-old baby in their home. The baby was taken to the hospital to be treated for dehydration and was later released to family members. A Castleton man is facing charges after trying to outrun police while naked. Investigators say 23-year-old James Dakota ran from a home after an alleged domestic violence incident early this morning. Deputies found him naked outside a nearby gas station. Dakota resisted arrest, and police had to use a taser to bring him under control. He's facing domestic violence charges and an outstanding warrant. An area police department is asking for your help in finding a missing teenager. Take a good look at her picture right there on your screen. 15-year-old Jasmine Block is described as white with a tan complexion. She's about 5'1" and weighs 110 pounds with brown curly hair. Alexandria, Minnesota police say Jasmine was last seen at her home last night wearing black and red pajama pants with an unknown top. At last check, officials are still working every possible lead in this case. So if you have any information on where Jasmine may be, call Alexandria Police at 320-763 66-31. New information has now come out about President Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort. FBI agents entered his home in Alexandria, Virginia, with a search warrant in the pre-dawn hours on July 26th. Sources with knowledge of special counsel Robert Mueller's inquiry into Manafort say the search of his home is tied to an investigation into his business dealings and financial relationships, both in the U.S. and abroad. The sources say investigators are looking at records of his activities in Ukraine, Cyprus, and other parts of the world. Manafort's spokesman says he's been consistently cooperating with law enforcement. Diplomatic language is taking a back seat as the U.S. and North Korea threaten each other with a fiery rhetoric. Weijia Jiang has more details from the White House.
They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
President Trump's fire and fury comment about North Korea has drawn criticism from lawmakers here at home and diplomats from around the world.
This plea for political dialogue and easing of tensions is becoming even more relevant now.
But State Department officials say people are obsessed about the wrong thing.
What is alarming, 2 ICBM tests in less than a month, 2 nuclear tests that took place last year.
And Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said the president was talking directly to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
What the president was doing is sending a strong message to North Korea in language that Kim Jong-un would understand.
Just in the last 24 hours, we've learned North Korea is much closer to being able to carry out an attack on the United States. U.S. analysts say North Korea made a nuclear warhead small enough to fit on top of a ballistic missile.
It's the goal of the American president to stop North Korea from having an ICBM that can hit America with a nuclear weapon on top. He would go to war to prevent that.
North Korea responded to the president's statement, saying it is examining plans to make an enveloping fire at the areas around Guam. The small Pacific island has 2 military bases housing more than 6,000 Americans. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump ordered a review of the U.S. nuclear posture in January, but that won't be completed until the end of the year. President Obama conducted a similar review in 2010 and developed a purchase plan to upgrade America's nuclear weapons. That will take until the mid-2020s before it's fully implemented. The suspect behind an attack on French soldiers has now been arrested in a Paris suburb earlier today. The French Prime Minister confirmed the arrest, saying the suspect was arrested on a highway near Paris and was shot multiple times by authorities. The suspect was identified by them as a man of French North African origin and 36 years old. Earlier today in a Paris suburb, a BMW car rammed into a group of soldiers patrolling the area. 6 of the soldiers were hurt. 2 of them are reported to have serious injuries. France remains on maximum alert after a string of attacks that have killed more than 230 people over the past 2 years. Authorities are still investigating if the man has ties to any terrorist organization. Get kids' brains going before the school year at a fun pop-up shop in West Acres Mall. Nerd Nook Now has a stand in the JCPenney wing with fun games, all centered around education and creativity. Special events will be held for kids on Wednesdays and Saturdays, including STEM activities. Profits from the pop-up go to the Inspire Innovation Lab, which provides after-school programs, camps, and a place for kids to learn through hands-on projects.
What really made us kind of fall in love with the lab is that they are so excited about whatever they worked on that day or that week, and they come home and they are just fired up. And I mean, at dinner, you can't get them to shut up about it, which is like awesome, except they need to eat, right? So that's probably the best part, is that you just can see like a love of learning and problem solving develop.
The stand will be up through Labor Day. Do you ever run red lights? Close to 4 million drivers did last year, and hundreds of people die each year because of it. Fargo police are trying to get people to stop on red this week. It's a nationwide effort to make roads a safer place. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson spoke with multiple people who have been hit because someone didn't stop, and she has their stories.
A growing number of drivers aren't stopping for red lights, according to highway safety data.
Tell me about it.
Do you see that happen quite a bit?
I got hit once.
You don't need to remind Dave Annison to look both ways. He was trying to cross an intersection in his wheelchair when a car, he says, should have stopped, didn't.
Can you Well,
His wheelchair was thrown one direction and he was thrown the other. Thankfully, he wasn't hurt too bad, but he still thinks about it.
don't go in that corner. Hey, that corner will freak me out. Hey, if I go to Walmart or something, I'll avoid that corner.
Have you ever been in a car accident before?
Yes.
And what was that like?
It was terrible. It was terrible. Someone didn't stop for me. So.
Did it change the way you drive?
Absolutely.
Like, what do you do different now?
I'm very aware of my surroundings and other drivers. You know, I always anticipate what I think they're going to do.
I say a lot of people are going through the orange lights more than anything. I think people run red lights, but I don't experience it a lot.
Pushing that yellow light may not seem like a big deal at the time. However, Annison says otherwise.
Don't be like a stupid phones. Don't be eating food and drinking.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
More than 400 communities across the nation have cameras that catch red light runners. While there aren't any in the Fargo-Moorhead area, statistics show 55% of people support the use of them in urban areas. The Postal Service